this is a story. I guess kind of going back, a long time ago, people, I don't say people, but parents tell their children to do stuff. We've always experienced it. Uh, Going back to my mom, who always bring up this woman back in Alaska at the church. I didn't want to. I don't feel like I'm a leader per se. Okay, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna go back. So all these things are being told and professed and all that. I was like, as a child, I don't want to do that. That's not my thing. So it just got to the place now where I'm like, okay, well, all these things that have been said, everything I've been told, everything I've talked about, I've done. It's like, well, it's kind of like what I said earlier. Some things that we can't stop it. The things that are supposed to happen are going to happen. So whether I want to be, a leader or not, I have no control over it. Just like Minister Banks said, it's just people say things, people do things, and of course, it's for me just let people know, that the Lord has been good to me. So of course, I mention every day. People ask me questions, and they come pull me to the side. They say things, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not a philosopher. I'm not a counselor. I'm just a listener. So that's one of the things I like to do. I enjoy being able to listen. So that's what's giving me the encouragement to stand here. I mean, I've heard everything. I listened to how things have come about. We all have our own stories, which makes us who we are.
Amen.
Typically, somebody don't have a story to tell. Really, don't really have anything to say. I mean, I haven't been through war, but you've been through something. You've been through war. You guys have been in services. I've never been. So what you tell me is something that I can take in and I can let it minister to me. And in a sense, I guess like you say, it help groom me. Help get me to where I need to be. Help me understand how things are. Let me know why people, go through what they go through. Why people say the things in which they say. For me, I am that I am. I'm independent. I don't like to always do what people say. It's just that I don't think the woman was telling me something just to tell it to me. I think she was giving it to her just for her to tell me. Because like this woman, she didn't know who I was. And I'm this 8-year-old and she just decided to tell me. So I'm like, I don't know what this woman's talking about. But it's just now, I just feel like, well, it's just to that point now. As far as what took place in 2000, my accident, it was an accident like none other. So I'm going to tell you the story what happened, how it even got me on that trip. We were doing a little track thing, and I was excited about doing indoor track at Prairie View, because I represented on the hill. It was amazing. It was fun. Fantastic. The year before things were looking so good. I was like, man, I can't seem to win. But then the new year came. We had practice hard, practice different. I had braids, cut my braids off. I said, I don't know what I was thinking. I said, but new year I got to do something different. So I cut off all my braids, and I had started working out like I had lost my mind. Then there was a guy that my mom went to school with. He said he was better than me. Top broke his record at Dayzetta. And then I found out, he set a record at Prairie View to this day that hasn't been beat. I'm going to be the one that's going to outrun this record. I said, I did it at Dayzetta. I'm going to do it here at Prairie View. And when it came to go on that trip for the indoor, I said, the first indoor meet that I had a chance to go to in 2000 was at U of H. And it was pretty amazing. I said, this is going to be something because I ran, and the only person that beat me was the best guy for U of H. And they said, well, for you to be running with the guy from U of H like you're doing, that must mean you're going to, when it comes to indoor season. Well, I thought, man, this is going to be the best. I told all H because, I'm thinking I'm doing pretty good. I feel, the best in the business when it comes to track. Unfortunately, I want all you little young guys, because I was a freshman at the time. So all you young guys, I want to take you guys somewhere because I feel like you guys are definitely going to be the backbone for Prairie View's track team. And they said, we're going to Arkansas Pine Bluff. I was like, what is that? What is an Arkansas Pine Bluff? Then I started hearing stories about how you could get there, what race you could take, and I don't know, I just said, man, I don't want to go because I already talked to my people about, hey, I'm going to be at this track and I think I'm going to do pretty good. It seemed like I was going to be in town at the time. I just remember when the day in which he told us we were going to go, I had to go. I remember calling everybody and saying, hey, I don't need to go. I don't want to go. And I remember calling Mom. I told some of the administration at the school. I told a lot of people we don't need to go. There's a guy named Colonel Collins. I told him, I said, man, look, you need to find a way to make sure I don't go on this trip. And it was just one of those things where I didn't know how to do it. I was trying to find a way to sneak out, but I said, no, I think I want to go to the track meet definitely, but I just didn't know how I could go about doing it until the head coach said, you get a chance to miss school on Friday. I said, okay, I'm gonna go. Because I was like, man, if I ain't gotta be in class, of course I'm gonna love this. I'm gonna enjoy it. But it's just the fact that what happened was something told me that I didn't need to go on that trip. It wasn't for me to go on. That's why I had let everybody know, meet me at U of H, because that's the place in which I'm gonna be. And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to go because I was going on this trip, to Arkansas Pine Bluff, which I never heard of in life ever. But it's just that that's when the accident happened. It took place. The thing about it was that I don't remember the accident. Everybody can say what they want. I don't remember it. I don't remember. Only thing I just remember I took my shoes off, I took my pants off, and I was asleep on the floor. And that's all I remember. I don't remember hitting the windshield. I don't remember hitting the concrete. I don't remember getting up. I don't remember being in the ambulance. I don't remember being in the helicopter. I don't remember none of that. I just know that there was this bright light. I said, man, I must be going to heaven because this is bright light. And that wasn't it. What happened was I was going from Herman Hospital to Tier Hospital for rehab, and that's the first time I can just remember opening my eyes and remember seeing something. And so going through the experiences, let me know that hey, what, life is something that we need to definitely take advantage of, take care of, because you never know when your last opportunity is gonna be. One of the things that happened was I remember buying my mom this Valentine's Day card, and I remember one of the photos they took was this big old Valentine's Day card. I said, that's my card, just like it was my shoes, brand new shoes. My mom had just bought me brand new shoes that I hadn't had a chance to. I got them for Christmas. I didn't have a chance to wear them because they were still on the road somewhere in Carthage. They were in the middle of the road, so I said, that was definitely something. But to be honest with you, I'm thankful. Even though I don't have the shoes and I didn't get a chance to give her the card, I'm just thankful that I'm still here. I just remember that at the time I didn't even know who she was. So I don't know, maybe she told me that for a long time. I was like, I didn't know who anybody was. But it's just now just going back to that process, say, well, it was always seemed like it was an update for me. It was always an uptime to keep myself encouraged to say, the Lord has blessed me. He's watched over me. He watched over my family. Went through all go through things for a certain situation. It doesn't seem like we always know why, but it does take place for a reason, and that's why we're here today. Bank said, this little bitty church. Sometimes it's good to be in a little bitty church because people have a chance to hear you. People can understand where you come from. You've got a chance to really let people hear your voice. Sometimes that's what people need. People don't always need to or have to go to a big church and you got to sit in the balcony seats and say, oh, I'm praising the Lord from up here. Yeah, that's good. But sometimes people need to be heard. And so that's why it is good to be in an environment like this here at this church. Now, again, the church, obviously, the new church is coming. And, things might be a little more situated as far as, how services take place. But just while we're here, just make sure that we take care of our business here. Because as we grow as a church, as a unit, as people, time is. That's what's so scary, but it's not scary. I thought about it and said, what? How do you try to avoid? One, I thought about no one knows death. It's just, you just don't know. Like right now, I don't know what it's like to be shot, so I'm kind of worried. Like, I wonder what it's like to be shot. I'm scared of it, but I'm not scared of it because I don't really know what it's like. I'm thinking to myself, man, I don't want to experience it. But when it comes to death, how do you know how to interpret what it's going to be like for death? Now, obviously, we like being able to, eat what we want to eat, drink what we want to drink, go where we want to go, do what we want to with whomever we want to do, we want to do it. It's just that when it comes to death, then what happens? You don't have no choice. Once you're dead, you're dead. That's it. When the Lord calls you home, then that's it. It's just that you got to make sure we need to make sure that we take care of our business so that when that time comes, we'll say, what? I did what I was supposed to, Lord. Now it's for me to confess. Let you do whatever you feel necessary for me to do. If I'm going to go to heaven, well, obviously we all want to go to heaven. But then again, got to think. So we complain, we talk about what we don't really know. So if it's hot here on earth because of the summertime, then what is it going to be like in hell when they say it's hot like fire? We don't like fire as it is. I'm trying to think about, so is the Lord trying to let us know something? The reason why he's burning down all the fields in California? If it's that hot, maybe you should let people think about what's going on, because the one benefit behind it, and you said this, Bang, this is where your minister comes into effect, or your ministry, I should say. Talk about there's always good, even though it's all bad. There's one good and all the bad. So all the houses burn down, but everybody finds a way to come together to try to help each other out. Say, hey, you know what? I know about this opportunity, or they're giving food here, they're having clothes given away there. So in a sense, it's just good that we go through bad so that we can always take advantage of what the good actually is. 'Cause a lot of people don't do that. But when it comes to what's taking place now, if it's hot like this here on Earth, then I would never, ever, ever, ever want to go to a place where I'm gonna have eternal damnation for the rest of, for the rest of life. Well, it ain't even life. It's just for eternity. It's just for you to always sit there and think over and over and over again. Why? Again, being in being in the holding cell is the same thing. When you're in the holding cell, I've been in a holding cell a couple times, about three. Just right there. But I've been in a holding cell, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, man, when I get out, I can't wait to get out. This is what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna ever come back here. But that's what I said the first two times. The third time I said, nah, this is it. It's done now. I can't. This is not worth it anymore. Because we always try to find a way to make a way, but then it just doesn't, like, until we're tested, until we're pushed to the limit, we don't find a way to really be about that business. But the Lord is coming very, very soon.
Yes, indeed.
And it's unfortunate that we as people don't choose to. We can't take advantage of it. Right now, I know that it is Black History Month. I'm very adamant about making sure that people know that Black History is a pretty important time. We had to go through some things to get to where we are right now. The reason why we are where we are is because of what we had to go through. Some people tell you all you want, but man, all these lights that are on right now, a lot of this that he did, the upgrades for here and there, he did all these things, but he had to go through something to make sure he had a chance to get it.
That's right.
And when he had the opportunity to take advantage of it, that's what he did. He went to school, he learned everything he could, and he took advantage of it. Whenever someone gave him some encouragement, someone gave him some words of wisdom, he definitely took it and he ran with it. He didn't just sit on it. He was just about that business. And and it's just so much not known to that, but it just gave him kind of sort of that willingness to work, just the swagger to do things, because he had churches in different locations, and even though the church wasn't up to everybody's standards, but he just still found a way to make it into it. I remember the day we first came into this place, I said, oh my goodness, I don't know how he gonna turn us into no church. I don't know what he was thinking. But now I look back and I say, man, you would never ever think that this place it had everything like down in the dungeon. It was just dirty. It had a whole lot of dust, right? And so now you look, it could have been what it was, 8, 9, 10 years ago. But he took it, Lord, gave it to him. And not only that, but just finding other people that, the members of the church that say, hey, we've been through some things, so we know what it's like. We understand why we want to come to this church and give praise and thanks to the Lord, because no matter where we go, as long as we have 1, 2, 3 people, then I think we can definitely make a benefit behind what we do and how we do it. It's good to see people walking by, and hopefully one day all those people stop just walking by and say, you know what, I know those people, so let me find out why they go here on Sundays. Like, what do they do? I see the van right there. What is that van doing right there? That's like part of right in, like almost in the ditch, when it's not really in the ditch. It's just like a driveway. Like, it's a low swoop, but it's still there. So I want people to be encouraged to come and say, obviously there must be something good going on, because the van seems to park there every single Sunday, and of course on Thursdays. So again, it's just, for me, in my experience and what I've dealt with and how I've dealt with it, just life in general, it's just something. I guess the thing that I'm doing right now, as I say, 2019 is a New Year's, a different year, but it's just not about being unhappy, because a lot of people say that they wish, or I wish things could be better, I wish things could have happened for me, and unfortunately, people seem to always talk about, man, why I don't have. But we don't always want to do is just being thankful we do have things that we are able to accomplish. Now, earlier, and I hate to just put Mr. Bain on blast, but obviously today they talk about some of the things.
Oh wow!
So we talk about the things that we don't have and how things are not so good, but it's just the fact that this morning he had an experience.
Amen.
Now, he don't have the pleather, he got the leather.
All
So
right.
he had, now, my shoes almost made me slip, but then it's the fact that, hey, you know what, I have real leather
some
shoes.
shoes. Yeah.
Everybody don't have leather.
That's right.
Everybody got the fake. Some people don't have nothing, they don't have leather or pleather, they just have just no type of shoes. And so it's good, that now he has another story to tell, to add on to his arsenal stories.
That's right.
So that's very beneficial. That just sit back and what's happening. All the people that surround us, like the people that I remember used to be a Hispanic part that are not here anymore. The people that are, that proclaim they are members here, that are no longer members because they decided to change their faith. I don't know if you can say they changed their faith.
Yeah.
And it's, I can't say they actually changed their faith. I think that right now they're just kind of going through a process where they just need some encouragement to inform them that, you know what, you've been in this for a long time, and over 2 decades ago you got introduced to this level of Christianity, and for you just to switch it overnight because you think you like what you got now. Like what we got now, but tomorrow we might not like it quite as much. So sometimes it's good to sit back and think about things and just rely on the faith of the Lord. Say, Lord, look, show me the way. And that's my thing. Like, I'm just curious. Like when you pray now, what do you say? If that's not part of your belief, now what do you say? The Lord has always given you. The Lord has always been in your favor. So how do you go against the favor which is given to you if you? Because the only way you're gonna get to the Father is through the Son.
Amen.
And when you decide that you want to go other routes to get there, then obviously that's where you're gonna wind up coming up short. And that's something we want. So again, we need to make sure that we be prayerful, be mindful about everything that takes place, every people that we deal with, how we deal with them. Again, right now, it's just to a point where no one necessarily knows what tomorrow holds.
That's right.
So we just got to be mindful and be thankful about what we do have. And again, like I said, what I don't have, because it gives me a reason to say, what else do I need to do? What else can I do? I can minister. Well, this is one day the church is going to be now. God always say, you don't really want a big church. You don't want a big church. But I said, man, look, as soon as you get the new church, don't mean no more, because it's going to be too many people get to the church.
Amen.
It's going to be something. But I'm telling you, it's going to be a change here in Fifth Ward with that's really truly about their business. But again, like I said, as far as being up here today, I just I'm like dang, just talking is my thing. I can talk till the cows come home. But there was a point, there was a reason. Eugene, my brother, Minister Shelton, he's going to bring the message, and I'm sure whatever he brings, it's going to be something that's going to be implemented. What we talked about earlier, as far as God being Almighty God. There's a song we used to sing says, "What a mighty God we serve." He is at all times. Sometimes things may not be good. Sometimes things may be the best in which we feel like He can be. We just got to make sure that we always give Him praise and thanks for saying, Lord, even though it wasn't the way in which I wanted it, You made it a way that I can benefit from it. I can take advantage of it. So again, I appreciate the opportunity to be up here to talk and give some encouragement.
Amen.
I say that you guys will take it, run with it, and opportunity to do this again, then we'll do it.
Amen.
Amen. I'm talking about Chris. He says it in a joking manner, but he don't know. If somebody else hear him make that statement, that would give them encouragement. And what Chris says all the time, yeah, your kid was there for 3 days. He says it all the time. That's a testimony.
Right.
He could be in the presence of somebody who's sick, and he's talking to somebody, and he's joking about it. See what I'm saying? But it's the truth. And that person can say, well, if he did,
Thank you.
his pastor, and his pastor had a kid that's gone for 3 days, he'll do it for me.
Amen.
Amen? So that's a testimony that he says all the time, don't it? Yeah, your kid was dead. But it's because of God. Amen?
Amen.
They get kicked back in.
Amen.
And I thank God for Chris. Amen?
Amen.
Because God can use anybody.
That's right.
Yes, Lord.
Anybody God can use.
That's me.
And all we got to do is try to be in the position to heed to His word. Now, I don't go to church to find fault, because it's fault in me. But the other day, what the preacher said, and he was wrong, and I'm gonna tell y'all he was wrong. He said that every morning, when you get up and read a scripture out of the says, a light shines from that scripture up to heaven to direct the angels to come down and minister to you. You heard that? And you read once you open that Quran up and read the scripture, a light shoots straight up to heaven. Bam! Now the angel know which way to go because they followed the light.
You're supposed to be able to see this light?
No, you're not supposed to be able to see it, but that's what their belief is. Okay? But now my Bible tells me God has appointed an angel for us to be with us at all times.
Right.
We don't have to wait for the light because he's there. According to my Bible.
Yeah.
You know? God has appointed angels to protect us. But he say, you know, the angels don't know which way to go. He don't know which way to go if he don't see the light. In order for you to see the light, you got to open up the Bible.
No, he ain't said Bible.
Huh?
He
Quran.
ain't said Bible.
I'm sorry. Open up the Quran and read the scriptures from the Quran. And once you do that, bam, my light shoots straight from your Quran straight to heaven. So now the angels know how to get to where you at. And it was nothing like that in my whole life. Amen? And the scripture said God is omnipresent. You know what I'm saying? But that's some of the teachings that other people, and Gwen ain't gonna go for that. She may get that cuss the man out because he's wrong. Baby, what you got?
What I was finna say, Pastor, if that's the case, when Minister Baker almost got hit by that car, he didn't have no Bible open up, reading no scripture,
No.
and the angel was there to save him.
That's right. But that's the way some people is taught.
Man, if I would gone to that Muslim service, I would have told him.
And not only
I would
that,
have told him myself.
when the car almost hit him, he didn't say thank you, Jesus. He said, oh, shit.
But that's Chris.
Uh-huh.
That's Chris. That's Chris. But God still got it.
God had already had his angel there to keep
He
him.
already had
It's just you.
It's flat. We
it's
by
you.
that
He
car.
already had the
It's just
angel
you.
there.
It's just you.
He already had the angel
It's
there.
just you.
Uh-huh.
It's you.
And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say, I think about this all the time. I was on my way to Vietnam, and I stopped in Monroe, Louisiana to visit a cousin of mine, and I shake this blind woman's hand, Sherry. I forgot her name. She said, "Oh, you a preacher?" I said, "No, ma'am." Don't give me that title. It's my brother that's a preacher.
I know 3 other people told that lie, too.
Huh?
Go ahead.
I said, it's not me. It's not. She said, yes, it is. I said, no, it ain't. I ain't the preacher. It's my brother. God's people can see things in you that you can't see. And I tell this one until I die because it's true. Y'all heard me say it. I tell it until I die when I was in 11th grade. The girlfriend was in 12th. 25 years later, she said, "You saw a preacher?" I said, "What? Have you saw a preacher?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Why you say that?" Because when we were talking, you preached to me all the time. I said, "I thought I was rapping." And she said, "No." So when it's in you, God gonna bring it out of you.
Amen.
We don't know
One way
when,
or another.
huh?
One way or
One way
another.
or the other. God is going to bring it out of you. That's why we need to always thank God. So, do you have something for our prayer?
Amen.
Tell y'all something about history. In 1965, when Voting Rights Act came into effect, in my hometown, I've always been. Once you're grown, you can look back and see things that you've done. You know, you can think about them. You know, why you did this or why you did that. But in 1965, when a lot of blacks was not registered to vote, I had about 5 or 6 other young people that was in the 11th and 12th grade assigned to me. And what I did was I had an office in the church that I dispatched people out. And this one weekend, we got 1,200 blacks registered to vote. That's not a big number here, but in a little small town, if you get 1,200 people registered to vote, that was a big number.
Amen.
Amen. And our first mayor was my Miss Daddy, Zelma White. He was our first black mayor. You know, and so things happen. That's why people even today say, if you didn't vote, don't complain.
That's right.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. If you didn't vote, don't complain. If your person didn't get it off, did you vote for it? Well, no, I thought no. So voting is a very important part of our society. It's to vote. We can vote them in, we can vote them out.
That's right.
Amen.
Amen.
And so we need to encourage people that don't vote to vote.
Yes.
Amen. Because it is very important. And the way society is going now, I feel sorry for the young blacks. It hurts my heart to see them, Sharon. They just want to walk around with their pants held down and don't want to work. But the time is going to come where they would have wished they had the opportunity to have done the right thing when they was coming up. Because we live in some perilous times. And time has been, ain't going to be no more. You know, and they just made, at one time, cut out the charity hospitals. You got to have some kind of money to go into them.
Yes.
We don't know what tomorrow brings.
Well, Social Security get ready to leave because we got to build a wall.
Yeah, we don't know. So, but it's one thing we know. God shall supply. Mr. Shelton.
Amen.
Amen. First, giving thanks and praise to God once yet and again.
Amen.
There's so many things that we can be thankful for.
Amen.
More than most, our health and our strength, and our going and our coming with grace.
Amen.
Because a lot of people fail to realize we go and come as we do with the grace of God. And today I'll be reading from Proverbs, 3rd chapter, starting in verse 27. And have her say amen.
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 Withhold not good from them to whom it is due, when it is in the power of thine hand to do it. Say not unto the neighbor, good, go and come again, tomorrow I will give, when thou hast it by thee. Devise not evil against thy neighbor, seeing he dwelleth securely by thee. Strive not with a man without cause, if he have done thee no harm. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. For the forward is abomination to the Lord,
All right.
but his secret is with the righteous. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth habitation of the just.
Mhm.
Amen.
Amen.
Can we see it? And this scripture spoke volumes to me, specifically,
You should have been in Sunday school tonight when we read verse 29.
because I can't quite put an explanation on how it was for me in school, but people didn't see the determination and drive that I had when it was necessary for them to see it. They only saw it whenever they felt, okay, all is lost at this particular point. Then they saw my drive and my resolve, but by that time it was too late. Because I've always been told, always, all my life, can't believe it, but all my life I've always been told, you need to make a choice. You're going to do one thing or you're going to do the other. You can't do both. And that spoke volumes because everybody keeps telling me you need to do one thing at a time. I was running track. I was doing track practice, cross country practice, football practice, and band practice all in a day. Didn't make sense to everybody else, but it made sense to me. I had a resolve. There was something I was trying to accomplish. And for me, I was proving what God can if I just let go and let him have it. So ultimately, I let go and let God, and I accomplished one thing that nobody had ever saw in so many years at my school. I broke down so many barriers at my school. Everybody kept, even my coaches, my teachers, everybody, they kept saying you need to stick with one thing and just, it's like Pastor Hardy, he got so many things on his plate. But in the end, people began to see there's something about this young man. Whatever it is, I don't understand specifically what it is, but I can appreciate what he's doing. But by that time, once again, it was too late. It says, right here in verse, it plainly says right here in verse 3, withhold not good from them to whom it is due, when it is in the power of God's hand to do it.
My Lord.
So, the right people saw what I was trying to accomplish. I was trying to prove so many others who did not understand that if God can be for you, what can be against you?
My Lord.
Because they kept telling me, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. I did it anyway. Because I know what my God had for me. In the end, I never in my wildest imagination, I don't care how fast I thought I was, I never thought I was going to state. I didn't think I was going to make it. Because my sophomore year, I got beat so bad. And it ultimately, it shook me to my core. Even fast as though I was as a sophomore, it shook me to my core. I almost didn't even want to run anymore. I got beat so bad. But God gave me the will to continue, irregardless of how I felt. And I didn't realize everything that I was doing was leading up to me going to regionals and then state again. This time, I was prepared. It says, say not unto thy neighbor, go and come again, and tomorrow I will give when thou hast it by thee. So, that particular scripture speaks because my coach had it within him to call all the necessary people to help me push myself to the next level. But because he listened to somebody else, he didn't take a chance. He made the statement, you don't go to these big track meets to win, you go to get beat. If you never get beat, how you know how good you are? So he had it within himself to further push me even beyond what I was actually doing. But he didn't even take a chance. It says, divide not evil against thy neighbor, seeing he dwelleth securely by thee. I was showing so much dedication with the band. I would even go to games that didn't have really didn't have anything to do with me. But I went to the game anyway and I showed my support. I brought my instrument, played my heart out. Very few people realized what I was doing. I was giving our team the encouragement to let them know somebody's behind you. Irregardless of the circumstance, the odds are stacked against you, but you can still win. It says, strive not with a man without cause. If he have done you no harm. Don't be mad at somebody else. And they ain't did nothing to you. It's like this one particular football game we went to. For whatever reason, this team just did not like us. They just, ultimately, they hated us. They hated us to the point they fight us every year we go play football against them. We're not specifically in y'all's district, but for whatever reason, y'all despise us. Every time we come, y'all fight us. But we didn't do you no harm. We playing so that you'll get better. So you can further yourself in your season.
Amen.
And it says, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Don't do it wrong to you. Oh Lord, there go that scripture again. Envy not the oppressor. Pray for those that, ooh, Lord Jesus. Wait.
That's it.
Pray for those. Oh my God. I can't even fix my mouth to say that right now. But God. Because we have to be mindful that these people that are doing certain things to us, and they have what it takes to continue their life comfortably, don't envy them. They might be talking about you, doing bad against you, but guess what? They might be doing well on the outside, but on the inside, what are they really like? They be smiling on the outside, but they toe up on the inside. Don't envy them. Because the blessings that you have coming from within, happy, and don't have everything that they have.
My Lord.
Give thanks to God for that. Because in the end, you don't want to wake up and be that person that's miserable
I know that's right.
and got everything. And it says, for the forward is abomination to the Lord, but his secret is with the righteous. Quit going about your situation saying that you got it. I got this. I did this. I did that. You ain't did nothing.
All right.
God gave you everything you got.
Amen.
He gave you your life, your health, and your strength.
Amen.
He gave you your wisdom to do what you're doing right now. He gave you the understanding that if I do this in the will of God, these things will take place here and after. Go forward. Don't go forward with the abomination, blaspheming against the Lord, saying, oh, I did this, the Lord ain't did nothing. What the Lord ever did for me. Okay. blaspheme saying, "Oh, I did this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took my first breath when I was I was this many minutes old." No, you didn't. God didn't give it to you. You couldn't do it. And knowing as we grow, learning little by little, knowing that God is the reason, not just what somebody said over here, over there, because we now know within ourselves, God did this. I didn't do this myself. It says the curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesses the habitation of the just. And I thank God in his word, because it says he don't just reign on the just, he reigns on the unjust.
All right.
Amen.
And I thank God for understanding that. Because no matter what you do, where you do it, and how you do it, what happens in the dark comes to the light. And God gives us a chance every day of our life, regardless of what we've done. Regardless if we even think about it ourselves. Pray, repent, ask the Lord for forgiveness for what you've done. Even if you don't have it in your heart at that moment, but you have it in your heart to say, you know what, Lord, I want to ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
I know I was wrong for what I did in that situation, but Lord, you know what? I'm asking you now that you would fix my heart and my mind. That when I leave from this situation, that everything will be okay. It took me some time within myself to forgive the people for doing what they did to me at school. They tore me down for doing what I did because I was doing so much. And they were like, "No, you ain't going to be able to do it. You need to make a choice." Okay, I made a choice. Sometimes I regret the choice I made. But I thank God I made the choice anyway.
Amen.
Because see, I did make the choice to not play basketball for the same people that were tearing me down. And it was the best choice I ever could have made. Because now, and here it is later on in life, everybody that I've met up with that saw me in that situation, they say the same thing. Man, you the only one took that leap of faith. And you busted your tail to get where you got to. And see, we sitting here wishing we coulda, shoulda, woulda, when you were right there showing us how to do it.
Amen.
Stop fearing that which you have no control over.
My Lord.
Give it to the Lord.
Amen.
And that was my message to my team. Stop fearing these giants in your life. Because even giants fall.
Amen.
We can claim victory and don't even have to have it at that exact moment. But if we giving it to God and then we claim that victory for our own, we can overcome all obstacles. So be mindful, no matter how grandiose the situation may seem. Because see, there are certain situations in life we feel as if we can't handle it. But the Lord already prepared us for it, though.
All right.
Amen.
Because he was working on us day by day, month by month, week by week. But see, this is how the Lord does it. Second by second, he was working on you from the time you went through what you went through to the time you got on your knees and said, "Lord, I thank you for bringing me through that situation."
Amen.
Amen.
So just be mindful that no matter where, no matter when, no matter how, we can always give thanks to God for whatever the situation may have been and how he brought us through.
Amen.
Amen.